I am stoked to do this video. This is one of my very favorite topics. I can't talk about brand enough. I am so blessed to have learned this lesson really early on from some good mentors. And it's really top of mind right now because we're working on this massive branding and marketing program that we're going to release to our PX tribe here shortly after, probably actually by the time this video goes out, that will be released to our tribe. And in the same breath, right when I'm building that curriculum, we're creating this entire brand and marketing training for our tribe, for their CAs. And right in that same day that I'm making a ton of videos and making a little playbook on brand building for pediatric, shouldn't say little, a playbook on brand building for pediatric chiropractors. One of my brand building homies that I love watching their content, Alex Hormozy, just did a video with this exact same title, Branding versus Direct Response Marketing. Now, in our world, direct response marketing, the terms you're going to be more familiar with would be screenings, Facebook ads, and scripts. So what I'm going to do here in a second is I'm going to get on the iPad and I'm going to teach you these two vividly different approaches to building your practice. And it is crazy important that you see one of them has some short-term gain with long-term pain, and the other, branding, isn't necessarily the one that you'll see the return on immediately in the short term, which is why students and startups really listen up, because you're going to get hooked on the direct response screening game way easier than anybody else. And it's one of those things, it's just hard to get unhooked and unhinged from that way of marketing. So you're going to love this video no matter where you are in practice, but especially really want to get this out to my student and startup homies, because if you can take the right course from the beginning, because you have the right understanding of what you're going to get out of it, short-term, but especially long-term practice building, you're really going to love this one. So full respect to Gary V, to Hormozy, to the people that have taught this to me. I'm just channeling it and reframing it for us as pediatric and family chiropractors. So let's get this party started. All right. So over here on the left, we have my favorite. All right. So I won't even pretend as we go through this. This isn't like we're comparing two things that are like close in value. The first one has enormously, significantly higher value. And so what does branding actually mean though? You hear the term all the time. And one of the things I love to do when I'm in teaching mode is take a term like branding or vision or core values, these things that are like big picture business building things, and actually break it down to its building blocks. Like, what is it? Define it, and also specifically define it for us in a brick and mortar pediatric practice. So what that looks like is testimonials and, oh, I forgot I switched colors here, and social proof. So testimonials are the biggest brand builders you can have. You should be capturing, producing, and posting at least 2 per week, like get in the game at least with 1 per week, and your website should have them all over. The second one is educational. Now, real quick, we teach this at PX. We teach what we call the 3 I's. So the first one is inspiration, all right? So you gotta be really doing a lot of inspiration and storytelling. So social proof, testimonials, those are stories. Your story, their story, that is really where the inspirational empowerment comes. Then you turn on to education. And I wanted to kind of sneak that into this video because I see a lot of marketers, a lot of people in chiropractic trying to sell you these marketing emails or these marketing posts or whatever they are. And they're way too education-y without enough inspiration and storytelling and empowerment. You are not going to win. You're not going to build brand on statistics and scientific terms. My buddy Dan Sullivan's loving this right now if he's watching this part. You have to win on story first, personal relatability, inspiration, and then back it up with education. So what does that education look like? Right now in the marketplace, if you're not producing multiple videos per week, you don't exist in the marketplace, meaning on social media and online. Like if you're just doing all this old school stuff in person, lunch and learns, actually I got to write that on there, screenings and those sort of things where you're just trying to do these health talks and close, you're probably building a decent, you can get numbers, but you can't get longevity. You can't get stability. I'm a cart before the horse. So videos that are educational and entertaining at the same time look like short form reels on Instagram. So we can little IG in there. And then long form videos, we have our long form videos, do them right in this studio. They slay on Facebook, YouTube. We put those back into our blog because we also write long form articles for SEO, blogs, written posts. So we have very kind of educational content that spins with and mixes with our inspirational content up here. And what we do is, so these 2 I's, the inspirational okay? Wish these words were shorter while I do it. And informational content is 90% of our content. Now, hang with me here. This is the most important lesson within branding. First off, you've got to produce all this content, get it online, get it on your website, get it in your email newsletter, get it out to your community, and 90% of it needs to stay inspirational and informational. And then only 10% is invitational. What I find is the vast majority of chiropractic marketers are too heavy on education and they're forgetting the inspiration first. And then the second subluxation pattern we see is most of their content is entirely invitational, transactional, ask-based content. And what that's called is direct response marketing. And so the other one I'm going to put in here, I should have snuck it in. This would be things like lunch and learns, where you learned to close with a discounted exam. So that's what's all. Direct response means discount. It's coupons. It's vouchers, right? So screenings, they get a deal. Facebook ads, they get a deal. On your website, they get there. They don't even get to learn anything about you, your mission, your vision, or any education. You're just like, blah, new patient ad, $19, come on in. I mean, what are you, Dollar General of healthcare? Like discounted exams, lunch and learns with a script, with a close, and then just keep that script train rolling, right? They get in day 1, day 2, and you've just memorized the script and you regurgitate that script. You are in sales mode. You are in direct response mode. And you can, through hustle, get out there, get after it, and build a practice on this stuff because it's all based on numbers. See, there's no value building over here with direct response. In fact, it's value extracting, as Hormozy would say. You are taking value out of the marketplace for yourself. So long game, when someone takes and someone takes, think about a friend you have. Think about anybody who's in your life who is a taker. Like, hey, can I borrow that? Can I have that? Can you help me with this? Is that the person you really want to count on? No, you are enamored with the givers in your life. That is exactly how every human is wired, to respect, trust, love, and want to do business with and do life with people who build brand, build value. So that's what's really going on when you do this. You are hey, come on here. I can write. No, I can't. Hold on. You are building value all the time with brand building. And here you are taking or losing value with this. So all the way back to the beginning of my practice, I was blessed to learn the lesson of branding. Now, I actually didn't get to start when Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and YouTube and SEO and all the SEO and websites were there. But this social media, which is where brands are built today, did not exist in the day that I opened up my practice or the first couple of years. So before there was social media, there was traditional media or traditional advertising. And I took that traditional media, traditional advertising, writing articles in local magazines, and then doing radio ads. And we built brand on the back of those traditional outlets and channels. I spent between $5,000 to $10,000 a month every month for the first 3 years of my practice on radio ads, and 90 to almost 100% of that content was inspirational, sharing testimonials and stories, and educational and informational. I rarely, if ever, despite spending $5,000 to $10,000 a month, put a discount into those ads. What we counted on is that all of that money and all of that inspiration, all of those testimonials, all of those educational content pieces that went out on the radio, went out in print, would return over time that $5,000, $10,000 we spent every month. Turns out we were right. We built a practice that very quickly was collecting $50,000, $60,000, $80,000, $100,000 a month. And here's the take home, like triple value point of this video. When we got there in year 3, we had built a brand in this community that no one could ever touch because we didn't extract value and do screenings and do discounts and do these things along the way. So if you want to build brand, it's as important to look at this as a two-way street. You need to do all the things that were on the left side of the iPad. You've got to double down, triple down, and do more of those. And then you've got to not do the things that take value. You have to be patient. You have to be persistent, and you have to have faith in brand building builds bigger, more stable, more incredible businesses. So by the time we got to year 3, we could back off how much ad spend, how much brand ad spend we were doing for 2 reasons. 1, we had word of mouth going around like crazy. And 2, Facebook and social media came up. So I was able to build the same level of brand, get the same amount of content, those inspirational testimonials and those educationals. I just took them off the radio and out of magazines and put them on Facebook. And then we got on Instagram. And so now we get to do the same thing 10 times more. I bet the numbers are actually way more than 10 times with how many people we reach per month with our free content, our organic brand building content on social media. And the coolest thing ever, it cost me peanuts on the dollar compared to what we were spending that $5,000 to $10,000 a month. You could put $50 on your best performing post every single week and get way more value than $5,000 radio ads in brand building. But I'll say it one last time to close this. The content has to be 90% inspirational, educational, with these little light call to action invitationals. If you're heavy on screening, you're heavy on scripting, you're heavy on discounts, you're heavy on voucher ads, you will grow a practice and you can probably get to 100, 200, 300 a week. And then you got to keep going. You're going to have to keep screening. You're going to have to keep selling. You're going to have to keep scripting. And I don't know anybody who can do that for more than 1, 2, 3 years without burning out. But you can build brand forever. Trust me, 15 years into committing to exactly what you're taught, we have the practice of our dreams that is bigger than we ever could have imagined it is. And here's what's cool. It's now growing at a faster, bigger rate than ever because we're building on top of brand, more brand, more brand, more brand. Because we've built up so much value, we can exchange value with our community, new patients coming in, collections going off the roof, and still maintain the margins where the trust and the empowerment and the authority is still way out front because we've built brand for 15 years. We're still building brand every single day, every single way, and we'll never stop. I want you to never stop. Watch this video 3 times over. Ask any questions below. Please share this. Send this to all your homies, especially if you have a chiropractic friend who is literally dying on the vine, screening and health talking and discounting their way into burnout. Get them this video. They need it. We all need it. This profession needs to build brand because we've been scripting and selling and spinal hacking for way too long. I love you. Share this one. Please comment below. Let me know what you thought of it. See you on the next one.